She retired to her room to sleep when she heard a strange sound coming from Olumide's room. She snuck to his room and saw a strange figure standing next to her son. Immediately the figure caught sight of her, it disappeared, and Olumide's mother screamed at the top of her voice in fear. Olumide and Aduke remained outside, alone, as the people watched eagerly through their windows. They all watched as Aduke placed her hands on Olumide's ears, and the entire place lit up so brightly. All the people began to transform back to their human form, and by the time everyone had fully transformed, Olumide fell to the ground unconscious, and the people wondered if he was dead or alive. His mother, on seeing what had happened through her window, rushed out to his aid as she noticed that her son had fallen to the ground unconscious. She took him into her hut and laid him on his bed, hoping that he would wake up soon. The villagers were all glad to return back to their human form, but their joy was not complete, considering Olumide's current condition. Days passed, and Olumide still laid unconscious on his bed. His mother invited several healers who tried to revive him with herbs, but all their efforts failed. Even Aduke tried to use her powers to revive Olumide, but nothing seemed to work, and this worried her as she wondered what could have gone wrong. The entire village, who once mocked Olumide, now stood outside his hut praying for his recovery. Olumide's mother, the next day, decided to consult a powerful seer who told her that someone powerful was behind what was happening to him, and that until that person is found, Olumide might remain unconscious. Olumide's mother returned home confused as she wondered who could be behind her son's unconsciousness. She retired to her room to sleep when she heard a strange sound coming from Olumide's room. She snuck to his room and saw a strange figure standing next to her son. Immediately the figure caught sight of her, it disappeared, and Olumide's mother screamed at the top of her voice in fear. She quickly checked on her son and noticed that he was still breathing. Concerned as to his safety, Olumide's mother decided never to leave her son's side. The entire village gathered in front of her hut as they feared something terrible might have happened. She narrated to them her encounter with the strange being, and the villagers all wondered who it was. Aduke decided to assist Olumide's mother to look after Olumide because she was so concerned about his safety. She sat in his room all night with his mother, hoping to protect him from the evil being that had tried to take his life. By sunrise, they heard a loud knock on their door, and Aduke rushed to check who it was. She saw a group of boys who revealed that they had something that belonged to Olumide. They handed her Olumide's favorite ball, which they took from him a while ago. The boys apologized for how badly they treated Olumide, saying that they regretted their actions and wished he woke up soon. Aduke took the ball from the boys and placed it next to Olumide. Immediately, a bright light emanated from the ball, filling Olumide with life. He let out a sneeze, and their eyes opened in shock as his mother and Aduke watched him rise from his bed. The ball, which was his favorite object in the world, was charged with some of his powers during the times that he held it in the past. So, when the ball was placed next to him, it charged him up with the power station within it, bringing him back to consciousness. Olumide's mother could not contain her excitement as she watched her son, who had been unconscious for so many weeks, stand before her. She hugged him tightly as the news of his recovery quickly spread around the village, causing everyone to gather in excitement. The people thanked Olumide for saving their lives as they filled his home with gifts. As they jubilated, news reached them that the king of their village had mysteriously died. He slept and didn't wake up, and the people were thrown into mourning. Olumide, on hearing this, opened his eyes in shock as he signaled to his mother that their king did not die a natural death. His mother, sensing how serious the discussion was, took him inside their hut. It was then that Olumide revealed to his mother everything that had been happening and the reason why the villagers all turned into frogs under the sunlight. He revealed that a very powerful man in their village was behind all that had been happening. He told his mother that on the night when Aduke held his ears, he had a vivid revelation of all that happened, and the powerful man, knowing that Olumide would expose his evil deeds, decided to strike him unconscious to prevent him from spilling his secret. Olumide's mother, eager to know who the powerful man was, asked her son, who revealed to her that the evil man was the mouthpiece of the gods, the same man who the villagers consulted when Olumide and his mother warned them to stay away from the sunlight. The mouthpiece of the gods, knowing that Olumide knew of his evil plans, told the villagers that Olumide and his mother were liars, and this caused them to ignore their warnings as they stepped into the sunlight and turned to frogs. His plan was to turn the villagers to frogs, wipe away their memories, and eliminate their king so that when he returns them back to humans, he would reign over them as king. However, his plan did not completely work because of Olumide's warning, and this angered the mouthpiece of the gods, who struck him unconscious and even tried to kill him. What the evil man did not know was that Olumide was a guardian sent to the village to protect the villagers from evil. He comes from a long lineage of great legends who were born guardians of the people. Olumide was the only guardian born from his family in over a century, and his powers were dormant until the trials began. His ears were not just a physical trait, but a symbol of his deep connection to the earth. Olumide and his mother stepped out of their hut as his mother went on to inform the villagers of the evil man's plan and involvement in the death of their king, who he killed to take over the throne. The people were so terrified to hear this, as they wondered how they would be able to go against the mouthpiece of their gods, who was so powerful and feared in the village. They pleaded with Olumide to save them from the hands of the evil man, and Olumide, with the wisdom of his forefathers and the strength found in the unity of the villagers, decided to take on the task to confront the evil man who had done so much evil to the villagers. With Aduke by his side, Olumide approached the villagers for their blessings, as the true strength of the village lies not in the hands of one, but in the hearts of all. The villagers, moved by Olumide's courage, pledged their unwavering support as they stretched forth their hands to bless him. As the sun rose the next morning, the mouthpiece of the gods appeared before Olumide and Aduke with an evil laughter that reeked of mockery. "You cannot defeat me. I am the voice of the gods," he said as he looked them in their eyes. "You deaf boy, who told you that you have what it takes to defeat me?" he said to Olumide as he let out a loud mocking laughter. Aduke, fuming with rage, stepped forward and replied him, saying, "You are but a voice that has forgotten its purpose, a voice that has been twisted by lies and greed. We, the children of the earth and guardians of this village, have come to end your reign." The evil man, now filled with extreme anger, struck them with his evil power. The battle was fierce, a clash of light against darkness, truth against deceit. The whole ground beneath them shook, and the villagers prayed in their homes for Olumide's victory. After several hours, everywhere went silent, and the villagers snuck out of their huts to see Olumide and Aduke alive. They had successfully defeated the mouthpiece of the gods, stripping him of his powers. The entire village jubilated as they thanked Olumide and Aduke for saving them. They banished the evil man out of their village and handed Olumide the mantle of leadership of the village. Olumide was shocked as he never saw it coming. The entire village was glad to have a leader who truly loved his people and was willing to give his life for them. That was how Olumide, the boy with the elephant ears, became the king of a village filled with people who once despised his very existence. Aduke walked next to him and they all ruled the kingdom, guiding the people away from evil. The lesson to be learned from this story is that nothing remains hidden under the sun. The evil that you do will one day come to light, so we should learn to refrain from evil and do only the things that are right. The story also teaches us not to judge people based on their appearance, because the rejected stone can one day become the cornerstone. Therefore, we should learn to be kind to others and never look down on them, because we do not know what the future has in stock for us. I hope you enjoyed the story.
Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us grow our channel. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.